So if you had to be a betting person, Matt Bai, Joe Biden, yes or no, in or out?
It would just be it would be a dumb bet for me to make because you need information before you can make a bet. And
But
I've talked to them over and over. I mean, my guess would be no because it gets harder every day and because he's been through so much and because the rationale isn't entirely clear. But at the same time, I think it's very possible he does get in. If he gets in, I think he's very formidable.
Barney, Frank, yes or no?
First, I have no idea, and why guess when you don't know anything?
Yeah, but I said that, and I didn't get out of guessing.
I do. You may be pushed around too easily. I don't understand this. I don't understand this impulse to guess. I will say this. First of all, Matt made, and you good question, on threading the needle, and I think what she does, and it's not just because of Biden, she doesn't want Obama man and African Americans. And I think here's the deal. Because she has felt compelled to differ with him on some specifics, all the more important to lavish praise on him in general and on some other specifics. As far as Joe Biden is concerned, I think Joe has this problem. He looks very good now because he's the non-candidate. The day he becomes a candidate, the media goes into attack mode. I had a call from the New York Times a few weeks ago trying to find that Joe Biden, because he was from Delaware, had interfered and tried to water down financial regulation and credit card. I was glad to be able to say to them, no, absolutely not. He didn't do anything like that at all. But you talk about a new face. I'm 75 years old. I spent my life in politics, and Joe was there before I got there. Joe was in the Senate before I got to the state legislature. So he's hardly the embodiment of new things. He's a very able guy, and I admire him. But he is he peaks in some ways the day before he announces, if he announces. I have no idea.
I think that he will not run, and I think we do have the information. Joe Biden loves nothing more than being loved. And the day that he announces, he's going to be loved less than he is at this very moment. So I don't think that he'll run. I think it's a mistake for the Democrats. I think he would be a more formidable opponent for the Republicans than Hillary Clinton is.
So I think that most Democrats in the country don't even know Joe Biden is thinking about running for president. And when they find out that he is thinking about running for president, they actually react pretty strongly to it because they think, wow, this is interesting. Joe Biden might run for president. I didn't know that. So I would take the different position. I think actually he's going to get a bump up in the polls when he comes in because Democrats will think there's another option.
So you think he is going to run?
I think he very easily, excuse me, sir. I think he very easily could run. I also think nobody's really competing for African-American votes. Hillary Clinton, everyone assumes that Hillary Clinton has African-American voters because they know Bill Clinton is sort of popular with African-Americans. But, you know, as soon as Barack Obama sort of contested her for them, it collapsed pretty quickly. Joe Biden has the most credibility of anybody else who could run to go after those votes because he comes out of the White House with Barack Obama. And if for any reason the secret weapon for him could be Michelle Obama. Because if Michelle Obama signals that she likes Joe Biden maybe running for president, that would open up African-American women who are the #1 voting bloc in the party when it comes to nominating.
And Jamal, you think he is going to run?
I think that he is doing everything that someone who wants to run would do.
Okay.
I say with regard to Biden, but
keep the option open.
First of all, you know, we say Hillary Clinton changed. He is stuck with. He voted for the Iraq War too, by the way. That cancels out a negative. He's for the trade program, which is a very serious problem. That's why she had to switch. Being a supporter of the trade package, having lobbied it through, will be very damaging to him. And there will be other
But
issues.
I think you assume that it's all about issues.
It's not all
and
about
I think
issues.
that Joe Biden is a very skilled politician, and she didn't get all of Bill Clinton's political talent just by marrying him.
Doing very
the Democratic primary, excuse me, but people, if they're always running, they don't know where he is on the trade bill. Yes, some issues are unimportant. I don't think a no-fly
I'm
zone.
not saying they're not important, but political talent matters.
One
and
is
he's
trust
very
matters.
talented.
And I was going to say, doesn't he clean her clock when it comes to trustworthiness?
Well, in the first place, Joe Biden ran for president twice and did miserably. He unfairly, because he's a good guy, he didn't come across as presidential. But secondly,
But in the era of Donald Trump, I think he makes Joe Biden look like a statesman.
the trade, but look, I know this is, you know, let's say I think you are underestimating the power of the anger on the Democratic side in the primary on the trade bill. Issues in general, no. But that trade bill, you talk about what Sanders is appealing to, being a supporter and a lobbyist for the trade bill will be a serious handicap.
Well, I'll tell you something, Congressman. I mean, look, I think there's a way to talk about that trade bill as the president does much more persuasively. But look, I'll tell you something. I was with Joe Biden in Iowa a little bit in 2008. There were a lot of people in Iowa, and Jamal, I think you've seen this too, who will tell you, and will tell you then, if I thought he could get elected, I'd vote for him. He has a deep well of support going back to 1988. You can say he performed terribly, but that state is very important. Very important.
And by the way, you talk about how persuasive Obama is on trade. Couldn't get any Democratic votes. The fact is he persuaded you and you can make a
He's
good case.
getting the bill through. I can say he's not going to
Yeah, with Republicans.
So here's the subtle difference. I'll close out on
did
this.
not work on the Democrats.
The subtle difference here, Katie, is that there's no reason for Joe Biden to try to distance himself from Barack Obama in any way. And the one thing I hear from voters is they feel a little icky about Hillary Clinton kind of sliding away from the president. And, particularly African-American voters, they vote for Barack Obama for a third term. So there's no reason for a Democrat in a Democratic primary to try to slide away.
Okay, hold on.
Why are her poll numbers holding up among African-Americans?
Because nobody's contesting her.